Hey there.
Hello,
Hey, good to see you.
good to see you too. How you doing?
Been a while. Yeah, I'm doing fine. Can't complain.
Staying busy?
Not too.
Well, I see you're outside a lot though, which is basically what we've been doing.
Yeah. I spent a lot of time outside, not being too productive, but getting fresh air. So,
That's it's pretty much one of the only options at this point,
right.
right?
Well, I'm one of these. I'm a writer that should be doing more writing, but I'm hearing that from a lot of people.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm just starting to get back to doing newer work because I did nothing from March through July probably. I didn't write anything. Um, I've got some good friends that I kind of started a Sunday workshop with, which is nice because we force each other to write something on that day. Um, so we get at least something done. So it's starting to come back a little bit, but it's certainly not as much as I thought I would be doing being home now.
With all that extra time, I know it's.
Right.
But yeah, I've been thinking the same thing. Slowly but surely, we'll get our feet back under us.
It'll come back. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking to Donna Vorreyer here. She retired last year from her teaching job, so got more time than ever. But you're also doing some other work with Rhino and so on, I understand.
Yes, I always been, kind of on the periphery of Rhino. I've been in the journal and helped out at some of their events and things like that. And they had an opening for an assistant poetry editor in the spring, and I thought it was the perfect opportunity to take on some of that work. It's been really fun to kind of see. I've read for journals before, but I've never really done it in this way. Rhino reads every poem that comes in, 3 editors read before
Wow.
any kind of decision is made. And then the poems that go into the journal are decided by the whole board. So that's a different process than I've ever done. And so it's time consuming, but it's really interesting. And no, it helps me learn to be a better reader and also to see how other people see poems in ways that are different from me.
Yeah.
And so it's a good experience for me. And I am, like I said, I'm trying to write new work and I'm promoting the new book. So
Yeah. Yeah. Tell us about the new book. I'm anxious to get my copy. I think I've got
give
it
the
coming in the mail.
post-its because I have a reading later, but this is the new, oops, got the kinds of glare there.
Yeah.
Um, Poetry collections. My third poetry collection was Sundress Publications. This one's called To Everything There Is. And it's kind of a combination of elegy for my parents, and also it's kind of a celebration of that love from your partner and your family that kind of weave the net beneath you when you're going through those times of great loss. So it was hard to write, but it's now that it's in the world, I'm very excited.
Yeah. And it comes from where you are right now, and who you are and everything you've gone.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. If somebody wants to get that book, how do they go?
Just Sundress Publications. It's in pre-sales right now, which means it's on sale as well. And I think it's on sale for $10, and $1 of each of that 10 during pre-sales will go to the Ovarian Cancer Research Alliance in honor of my mom.
Yeah, that
Um,
sold me on it. I know. That's great benefit. So that's excellent. Yeah. So you're working on new stuff though, when you can.
yes, before my parents got ill, some of the work that I was writing was starting to experiment a little bit with or talk a little bit about just getting older, right? Those changes that come from getting older. I think as I was looking forward to retirement, I started to think about, well, then what actually comes next? So
Yeah.
poems of uncertainty, poems of age, poems of kind of the invisibility of age, especially when you get to be an older woman, how you kind of disappear into things. And so those were kind of put on hold, when I was caring for my parents. And then some of those older poems are in this book, but that's a topic that I'm still quite interested in. And then been kind of adding in the additional elements of, isolation and connection that, have come up as a result of the situation that we're all in right now
Yeah.
with the virus. So yeah, I'm kind of all over the place right now, and that's okay. I don't ever find myself working, toward a book for poetry. That's which is very different from writing fiction, which is your forte. So we'll see what kind of themes emerge and come out of this exploration that might be worth expanding. And sometimes it's just putting in the time and the practice. So that's where I am right now. What about you? Have you been writing anything new since
Yeah, I finally
this wonder that we got last year?
yeah, I worked on another ghost story that turned out, it was supposed to be just a short story. I'd put it aside and decided to pick it up and just knock it out, but it turned out to be longer than I wanted it to be. It just kept on uh, getting more involved. So it's turned out to be something they're calling a novelette, and it's hard to sell something like that. I'm very happy with it, and but
Well, maybe it could be the long story in a collection of shorter ones,
yeah,
right?
yeah, I think that may
Maybe
be the way to go with it. Yeah, if it doesn't sell, I've got it out there, but I don't
do you
expect.
find is that your favorite kind of writing to do, that kind of suspense?
No, no, I don't really
No,
believe in ghosts or anything, and I don't even really read that much of the genre. So now that I finished that, I'm going back to my realistic fiction. Working on a South Side story based on my growing up on this in the '60s. So, and I'm sure
and
nobody's interested in that either. But
well, that's not true. Are you still part of a writing group then, even though we're in this kind of virtual existence?
yeah, the Naperville Writing Group is still meeting virtually. We're doing a Zoom thing once a week. So,
Okay.
so that's been good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice to have that connection. I've found that one of the benefits to everything going online is that I have access to readings. And last week there was a sonnet for the Americas symposium that went on for 3 days, that was all on Zoom and
I saw something.
completely free for anyone that wanted to attend. So there's that benefit of being able to connect in this way, even though it's awkward, with writers all over the country, where you couldn't necessarily fly to all of these events or have the time or the money to attend them in person. Being able to use this kind of a format has opened up the community a little bit for me, which has been nice.
Yeah, yeah. Is there a piece you'd like to share with us? Is there something you?
I could read you a poem from the new book, if that's how you want to kind of wrap up.
Yeah, it might be a good
Um,
way to close us out here.
okay, well, most of my poems are short, so this won't take very long. But this poem is called "Visiting My Parents at the Cemetery I Consider Trees." The ground is cold beneath my jeans, and the wind scatters leaves from nearby trees. So I wave my hands to clear the names engraved upon the stones, as if I can reverse time, as if I can return a carriage from now back to the margins of before, as if the maple pods pinwheeling toward the dying grass become lilacs, fragrant at their front door, as if the scars of loss were small, as when leaves are stripped from branches instead of me, ripped whole from root to flower, not knowing how to seal the wound as a tree does, leaving itself open to isolate the split and then grow beyond it.
Amazing, great analogy. I mean, and I've spent more than probably my fair share of time in cemeteries being a genealogist. So
Right.
it's yeah, good job. It's
Thank you.
very, very moving
Thank
and
you.
smart. So that's just what we'd expect from you.
Oh, you're very sweet.
Donna, thanks for joining us here on the book blog, and I'll post this on my own website too, and you're welcome to share it, do whatever you want.
Great. It was my pleasure. I can't wait to see what you come up with next as well.
Thanks a lot. Take care now.
Take care.